Hi, good evening. I hope after Tomarji, we need something really very different. We need to think pretty differently. So I will try to take you somewhere else from the spiritualism or collectivism, definitely following that law of spiritualism and collectivism. I will try, but I am more from a capitalism or something like that, whatever you say. But that's something which is original at this point of time, right? So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk to you on something what I've seen, I've understood, I've experienced during my journey in industry for last good 27 years now, precisely. Pass out from a engineering college at Ujjain. Feels very good to me that I'm still here in Ujjain, not moving out. And now I'm going to talk something which, which is creativity and innovative thought process, right? So I would just like to begin it with a little journey of mine that what kind of a difference I have achieved while I have adopted this mechanism of being creative and innovative in the product as well as process. So I would just like to take you to this. The first picture shows an infrastructure which I had actually built in 1997, 98. And I found I was doing a lot of work on this infrastructure, and I was just a normal molder, as I would say more than few thousand molders in the country, few hundreds in state, right? So that was not giving me any kind of a recognition, or even I would say a different kind of a presence in the industry. So what I found, what is missing, what is not taking me there. So I just then decided that I should see and I should focus on something which is not being followed by others. Try to be distinct. How can I be distinct from others? So that's something which I thought of and tried to focus myself onto particular industry, which is pharmaceutical industry. And then I started thinking not like a molder, but more like a pharmaceutical manufacturing organization. And that made me to work on something, a very different infrastructure, which is basically being liked by a pharmaceutical company. So that is something which I created a little distinction from a molding guy to this thing. Same followed in this picture also. So I just didn't stop on the infrastructure. I thought of going a step further on that by even innovating certain things into process, right? So in the process, I moved that how do I have a bottle manufacturing differently, wherein I really create innovatively something which reduces rejection, which gives me first bottle to a millionth bottle consistent quality and improves my productivity. So that is something made me to think on process innovation. And I moved from that, I don't know, okay. So I moved from an EBM process to an injection blow molding process, further to another process called as compression blow forming, which is something which has been, which I found as a process innovation every time in my industry. Another example on injection molding, a literal injection molding process to a stack mold injection molding process, which created a difference in my productivity levels. So that's with my journey. I just thought I wanted to take you on to this point that now we cannot reinvent the wheel. Then what can we do? What is something we can really think about? So I found imagination to be the source of energy to be the source of any innovation. Because for me, imagination leads to ideas. Ideas make things, they transform impossible into a magnificent reality, right? So how do we do that? We all should actually look to see that whatever we can, as I was talking about, a product innovation or a process innovation. So the product innovation, I missed on that slide, that I tried to develop a design on a child-raised enclosure, which was a patented product by manufacturers in the United States. I challenged that patent by my new design and got a US patent after a rigorous interview of mine at USPTO by a panel of 12 members, and was awarded and became the first company in India to have a child-raised enclosure manufacturing. So that is definitely not possible every time, that you are able to do a product innovation every time. Because we have seen we are into Industry 4.2, okay? We are moving further on to this. So in this, it is not possible that we can innovate every time a new product. So what can we do? We can innovate definitely the uses of that product or the process it is being processed or it is being produced, right? So what actually led me to think about was a process innovation. So every time when you think of a process innovation, something which basically gives you a start point is something called as curiosity. So one is supposed to be a curious guy, right? Should be thinking about how and what, and many questions like why around himself. Whatever he or she is seeing should be seen in a very different way, should be challenging, should be asking for it, that how is it happening? Why is it happening? How can I improvise it further? What all those can be, which gives you an idea, which gives you a lot of questions in your mind, makes you think and come out with an idea. So that kind of an idea explosion should happen in our mind. That can be, I don't say only look at process, but I say on the product side also, which is a pure R&D play. But still, we should keep on looking onto it and see how do we really ideate. Important is an idea explosion in our mind. Now, when we move in the market, when we see, as a curious person, we are trying to ideate, we definitely come up with multiple number of ideas, multiple number of thoughts in our mind. So every idea cannot generate a business. Every idea, every innovation, what you think in your mind cannot be 100% profitable or commercializable, right? So what do? We need to actually do an advocacy for that, a screening for that, whether how that strong that idea is and how we can live up to that idea. So once we have screened it, most important thing is experimenting it. So how do we do that experimentation? Experimentation is only possible when basically we go into the market, we deep dive into the product, we actually meet the end user, understand the pain of that guy who is using it, and what is his expectation out of that product. Then we apply our idea onto that and ensure that yes, that experimentation of the idea what you have taken in your mind is actually fructifying into the solution of that pain. Yes, most important, that should have a commercial sense. Because having said everything definitely ends at the goal in the industry that whether you are able to generate profits out of it or not. It is just not profit in terms of money. It is profit in terms of your customer satisfaction. It is a profit in terms of the society actually wanting that, coming it from somewhere else, but you are able to give that solution yourself in the vicinity of the people they are living in. So that commercialization is very important to understand, and then move on to the next process of diffusion and implementation. Talked a lot, done a lot, thought a lot, but how do you implement it? From an R&D to going to basically a scale up to a large production, large volume production, you need to basically have a very strong, robust plan which gives you an implementation process in time available with you on, and which is documented very properly. So a discrete documentation supported organization or system is the basic need of the system for such kind of an innovation. Having said all these things taken care of, ensuring the repeatability, ensuring the quality, ensuring every aspect of it, there is nothing which can stop you from taking off off from this. I wish wish all of you a very all the best, and thank you for being a patient listener to me. Thank you.